Your beard grew back. That was fast.
Was it? A couple weeks?
Yeah.
It's not fully back.
I don't know.
But I don't think I want to go longer than this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think I want to keep it like this. Elizabeth had the same reaction. She's like, oh. Well, then. I'm like, do you want more beard? She's like, I like all of you.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't like it.
She doesn't.
She wants more beard.
She wants more beard.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Have you thought about trying to buy products to make it
grow in the side of my face?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, me either. I've thought about it, but I've never seriously considered it.
I don't want hair stimulation growth products.
Me either. Well, I did it I bought them for my head and I did it for a week and then I was like, this doesn't feel good.
Well, hair I get because that's something people are genuinely self-conscious about. No one's like, hey, you got a patchy beard. If someone said you got a patchy beard, I wouldn't be like, shut up. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Right. But if you call out someone for balding, that's fucked up.
Is it?
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's whoa, thinning up top there, huh? I don't even want to be in the room of that conversation. It's something people are, I think, more deeply insecure about than a patchy, unfilled out beard.
Right.
Pubes.
I feel like by the end of this calendar year, I'm going to have you self-conscious about your patchy beard. That's my new project.
Okay.
It is all I can look at now.
Yeah, it is kind of
patch in your face.
It's just connected.
Oh no, you guys are giving me more attention? Fuck. I better fix this beard. You guys don't get me at all, do you?
Damn, we turned the AC off for the pod and it's already hot as fuck.
Yeah, you feel the difference.
Yeah.
You got to regulate your breathing.
Does that work?
Yeah.
For heat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it works for everything.
So what does that mean? Less breaths? Shallower breaths or deeper breaths?
Deeper,
slower,
more slow, relaxing breaths.
Is this how Steph Curry, they say he can control his heart rate?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the breathing it works for heart rate. It works for mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Works for boners.
To increase or to get them back?
Whichever,
get rid of them.
Whichever the problem area is, it returns to equilibrium.
It's never worked for me.
You haven't got a boner yet?
I've never gotten a boner from breathing.
Have you used your nose?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done the all the way in and then more in?
Yeah, you gotta.
Yes.
And then you exhale?
Yeah, I've tried every type of breathing.
Huh.
Still no boners.
No boner.
No, I keep trying.
Well, keep at it.
Yeah, thanks.
Keep working at it, and soon, you never know. Tony could become obsolete if you get this breathing thing down. You got boners on your own.
He's already obsolete, but I love him.
We should. I think I'm going to give up shitting on Tony in the pod for next Lent.
For next Lent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that starts in February?
I think we're too late for this Lent.
Way too late for this Lent.
We'll meet up in Lent. This Lent or next Lent? Next Lent sounds weird.
It is funny. How sometimes people will be like, you'd be like, can I get on a show? And they'll be like, nah, I'm booked till whenever. Hit me up in October or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like, hit me up in Lent, dude.
Yeah.
That's when that's when my calendar opens back up.
Have you ever given anything up for Lent?
I gave up feeling guilty for Lent, and that was nice. Yeah, I just started doing what I wanted to do.
I feel like that could be problematic.
Guilt-free. It got problematic, certainly.
Right.
Yeah.
Less handicap spots for people near you.
Yep. Didn't pay for much.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah. And no, I think as a kid we would do the giving up chocolate or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because chocolate's good.
Yeah. All that shit's good.
And then all that chocolate the week before Easter is so accessible.
Right. So you're counting yourself out for
I went
Easter.
a couple weeks. That's enough.
And then after Easter, when they got to offload those Easter egg chocolates at CVS, I'm like, dude, help them out.
Lent's over, though.
Oh, it is?
Because of Easter.
Oh, Lent ends on Easter.
Forgot you're Muslim.
Actually, I am Catholic.
It's kind of like Ramadan.
But it's just one thing.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the sun being up.
Mm-mm.
What'd you give up for Lent, Em?
I don't think I've ever practice because it's not. It's like more of a Catholic thing.
Oh, really? It's not a
yeah.
Christian?
No, it's
Oh,
not
got
a
it.
real Christian thing.
Yeah, less rules for the real ones. That's how you know she's real.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Is it?
Yeah, not having to do it and then acting like better than the real religion that's struggling.
I
That's
mean, I don't
fucking
like
tight.
it. We had to grow up Catholics, suffer. We're labeled as Catholics. It sucks. And then they're over here getting everything and eating all the chocolate.
Right. It's not fair. But it is tight.
Oh, got it. It was just, okay.
Yeah,
The wording was
Yeah, our communion was just chocolate. It
What?
was pretty tight. Yeah.
It was like
Filled
a
with
Mr. Good
caramel.
bar. Took out one of the O's.
It had like that like cherry filling. That was the blood of Jesus.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
Just gushers.
I heard that they're not doing wine anymore because of COVID.
The Catholics?
Yeah, it's just the bread.
I thought they were doing squirt
little
guns.
wafers.
Yeah, squirt guns.
Oh, that
People
was,
are doing squirt guns.
that was holy water,
That's
I think.
the water
Oh,
or baptism
that's
or
funny.
something.
Yeah.
But I do feel like people, like hundreds of people drinking out of the same cup should never come back
Why?
for church. Just because, like, I think one thing COVID taught us is like, hey, we don't all have to get the flu.
Yeah, that's dumb.
We
Yeah.
don't
Our
all
church
have to
didn't
get a
do
cold.
that.
Yeah, we did. And the priest would take his handkerchief and like wipe
Wipe
it
it.
every time.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's a tiny handkerchief.
One time
Right.
I went to a mass with like my grandparents
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't like supposed to do communion, but at our church like anybody can do communion, I guess. So I just like got into the line and then they have that like wafer thing.
Mm-hmm. The
And I, like-
Eucharist?
Yeah. The body of Christ you're referring
Yeah.
to.
That wafer
Uh-huh.
thing.
It was gross, but I like put my hands out like this because I saw people doing that. And then he was like, "No, stick out your tongue."
Yeah, that one oh he
And-
made you stick out your
yeah.
tongue? I know that's an option, but I've never
But
seen
everyone else
them.
in line had their hands out?
Yeah,
Oh, that's weird.
I think it was like creepy.
That's some
And
weird
so
sex
then,
shit.
yeah, he like just put it straight in my mouth and then I like spit it out.
You spit it out in church?
Well, like when I got back to my seat.
Damn,
Fuck, dude.
that's straight sacrilege.
Yeah, it was just mostly
good
just
for
the
you.
taste.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but Jesus is like, look, I get it. He's creepy, but what you did, not cool.
Well, I would say that's like borderline sexual assault.
Yeah, it is. It is creepy.
Yeah.
That is fucking creepy.
I don't
Yeah.
know if he said stick out your tongue, but he didn't put it in my hand. He like put it like towards my mouth, like that.
Oh, that's
Right.
dude.
And
I'm getting
so-
more uncomfortable by the second.
Mm.
Ugh.
That's weird. How old were you?
Are you okay?
I was probably like 13,
Oh, okay.
the age of Mary.
I mean, in Jesus' times, I think
Yeah.
Mary got married at 13. That was always a thing you heard.
Mm.
It's like they were 14. I'm like, why do we keep pushing that narrative?
Right.
Do we know that?
I mean,
Are there records?
yeah, they're birth certificates.
Could
in
I
the,
see
in the
tablet
Bible
two?
index? You didn't know?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's all stamped and official.
Well, they said some of them live like hundreds of years in the Bible. You know,
Yeah.
it's like Moses lived like
Methuselah.
400 years.
Yeah.
Only the men.
Only the men?
All
Women,
the women are
it's just-
14.
Their boobs sag so much at like 400. We don't even talk about it in the Bible.
Yeah, right. Well, you can't bleed for that many years. You
No, you
know,
can't.
you would just die.
Right. Right.
I saw. I did a show with Lisa Traeger this weekend.
I think it's Liza.
I
Is
think
it Lisa?
It's a Z, but I think it's Lisa.
Oh, Lisa. Whoa, good to know.
I really hope. I think
Why?
that's.
Because you
There
brought her
is-
up?
I did not bring her up.
I
But
think there's another comedian, Liza.
Manelli.
Yeah.
No, that's a singer.
But
And actress, honestly.
Well,
just
there's
an all-around
there's
talent.
there's Eliza Schlesinger.
yeah, yeah.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Anyways,
Sorry to detract.
no, I mean you could. I think I'm right,
Okay.
but maybe I'm not. But Lisa Traeger, either way, very funny. But she did a joke, and I don't know. It's certainly new, so maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Okay.
I'll just say the beginning, where she asked the women in the audience if they would rather keep their periods or continue to live in the patriarchy. If you know,
Wait. So if you keep your period, then there's no longer a patriarchy?
no.
Keep
You
your
either-
periods. So, like, what's the benefit of that? You can have kids.
You can get rid of one, the patriarchy or your period.
Oh, got it. Got
Right.
it.
Maybe I phrased it
Yeah,
wrong.
you phrased it wrong.
Right. So you can get rid of one. Which one would you get rid of?
Patriarchy.
Yeah. And every woman in the crowd yelled well, they yelled period because the way she phrased it was which one you would keep, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And so they were all, the patriarchy is much worse than their period. And then I won't get into the whole joke, but it was just kind of like wild to me that like she pointed out that like, do you hear that, guys? Like we would rather bleed for 6 days a month than continue to live with you. Like you're the worst.
Wow.
And it was kind of like eye-opening a little bit. Like I knew that to a degree.
You just felt it in your heart.
Yeah, I was like,
That's what convinced you.
but when you hear it, you're like, yeah, that's when you hear like a whole crowd of people be like,
Bloodthirsty.
you're the worst. Men are the worst.
Yeah.
It is like it was interesting.
Yeah, men suck.
Yeah.
Men
So sorry.
are gross.
I don't think we apologize to Emily enough on this podcast. I am sorry.
No, I mean, honestly, I'm done apologizing. Some men just have to go. Like, we just got to start picking them off. And this is coming from a place of pure hate and traumatic experience.
And we know how. This time we get into the lab, right? Obviously, COVID was made in a lab, but we just make it more selective.
I thought you meant like rap, get into the lab. It's like this the booth.
I will never refer to rap as let's go into the lab.
and write
I'm
raps.
not that cool.
And write raps together.
Yes. And we will hip hop music create.
Hey, you guys, should we get into the lab? You guys free on Wednesday? Let's book a lab date.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of men being creeps, I had to kick a guy off our steps yesterday for masturbating in public.
Damn.
And he was inside.
Outside the gate or
He
inside
had
the
broken
gate?
into the gate, somehow got in, and was sitting on furniture like in our patio. And I walked by and I saw him like reading a magazine. I was doing laundry. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, how's it going? Just because I see people. I don't know everyone yet. And he was black, so I didn't want to be like, do you live here?
Yeah.
But I was like, he didn't look not homeless, you know? But I was like, well, I mean, it's a hot morning. Maybe I assumed the best in him. I'm like, he's just escaping the heat. It's
Right.
Shady little seat. He's looking at a magazine. Well, I guess he started jerking off on our patio furniture. And like our property manager, she like kicked him out. And I saw him like leaving through the window. I was like, oh, guess he got kicked out. I didn't think he was doing anything bad. And then I go in the pool. It was such a hot day. I'm enjoying myself in the pool. And this lady walks in and she's like, hey, y'all, don't walk in through the front gate. There's a guy sitting there masturbating right now. I can't believe what my eyes just saw. His dick is out and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm sorry. I just had to like tell someone that. That was so traumatic.
Yeah.
And I went out and like kicked him out. I was like, dude, you got to go. And he like gave me the thumbs up. I'm like, put your fucking dick in your pants and leave. What the fuck is wrong with you? And he's just like, okay. Like the confidence. I mean, already, you know, he didn't have a little dick because little dick people, I don't think are doing that. That's a big dick move. But I saw it and I hated it and I hated him. And I just, people who think they can just masturbate wherever they want.
Okay.
Maybe he just gave up guilt for Lent.
That's
Is it Lent time?
it's Lent season.
He said prepping for Lent. I didn't get what that meant.
Okay. Totally. Gross. Men are awful. Absolutely. But
It was a lot.
If you're homeless, where is it okay to masturbate?
Not like facing the street. Let's start with facing away, like in a dark alleys. Look, we know as society, dark alleys are not where we go. That's yours.
Got it.
Take back dark alleys, dude. Do whatever you want in there. It was, I'm just like, you get a string of those and you're just mad at the homeless for a while and it's not right. But I'm just like, I
Right.
see these guys like intense now on the street and I'm like, do not cross me. I trusted you. You betrayed. I trusted you with our courtyard. I thought you were just going to sit there and enjoy and escape from the heat.
Yeah.
Shady umbrella. Nope.
So now do you feel weird about
Pulled his
sitting
dick out
anywhere?
and masturbated. Oh, in the patio?
Yeah.
I saw the
'Cause
chair he was in, and she had like taken the property manager had taken the cushions off of the chair and was like walking around with latex gloves. So I think she was like spraying them down or even having them replaced. Today they're still on the ground. So I assume something like, I don't know if he finished right there. I don't know what happened, but I feel bad that she had to see that. I wish I had stepped up earlier, but again, I was afraid of getting canceled. I didn't want to ask a black person if he lives in this
Yeah,
building.
you know someone's like just around the corner ready to film.
Totally, dude. I'm like, nah, man. I got shows coming up. You do whatever you want, bro.
I would be the same way. I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think in that.
But I didn't expect him to. Had I known he was like pulling his dick out and masturbating, yeah, of course I would have said something. But
yeah, it's tricky when you have a shared space.
yeah, exactly. And I don't know everyone.
Right.
You know, some people are still like homebodies and like in and out of their apartment. So they could be friends with someone.
Are you okay?
You know what's funny is after I kicked him out for masturbating on the steps, I went back towards the pool and out loud to myself, I just kept going, that was a lot. That was a lot. It was just like, you all right? I'm like, that was a lot.
Yeah, it's
That
traumatic.
was a lot. I mean, sitting on the steps, like so many people walk and jog by there. Like if children are going by.
Right.
Like, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it a few times in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
It's fucked up to say this, but I'm like, well, that's San
Expect it
Francisco.
there, right.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you know what you're getting into.
yeah,
when
but
you're in
West
San-
Hollywood's San Francisco-ish.
Yeah, I mean, the homosexual community.
No,
is that
that's
what
not,
you mean?
No, that's not what I mean. Like, it's just like homeless.
Yeah,
There's
I
homeless.
felt like it's a
Drug
little cleaner,
problems.
a little cleaner than East Hollywood. Like I lived in like Franklin Village, which was nice,
Right.
and that's like overrun. Like you have to walk in the middle of the street in some parts. I remember there's like a tent encampment on the street that I would walk, and they've taken over both sidewalks, so you have to walk in traffic.
Right.
And there's a sign, a cardboard sign someone taped to the light post that said, "Beware, pitbull off leash." I'm like, get a leash. Use that sign effort
Right.
to buy rope or like a chain. Like there were piles of junk. It's like there's got to be something with like tether-like properties
Right.
that you could tie that pitbull down with. And WeHo is nicer. It's nicer, but yeah, you still get that like some people like doing heroin and stuff on our steps, and it's funny thinking like, oh, that's just a San Francisco thing. I was watching SportsCenter, and the Oakland A's had won a game, and they'd interviewed the pitcher after the game, and they were like, how did you feel about that like close game? He's like, like once we got to extra innings, I was like, I smelled a comeback. I just smelled it. And they were like, he's like, I don't know, it was in the air. I could like literally smell it. And they went, whoa. And then it cut back to like Neil and Stan, the SportsCenter guys. And Stan was like, well, you were in the Bay Area. I bet you were smelling something else.
All right.
And I went, well, that's fucked up that they're talking about human shit on the street. And it took me 3 days for Elizabeth to be like, I think he was talking about marijuana.
Marijuana, right? Yeah.
It's so bad. I don't even think about weed anymore.
That is funny.
I was like, edgy joke there, SportsCenter, joking about the homeless problem.
Yeah, I've seen more people like pooping than masturbating, but I think I've seen both in San Francisco.
Pooping happens more.
Yeah.
I poop more than I masturbate. It's
I'm
close
neck
for
and neck.
it's close.
And I don't want to tell you if that is a sex addiction problem or a IBS
Fiber problem.
Sometimes you got to choose. There aren't enough hours in the day.
It's true.
Sex or poop.
If you had to give one up,
Ooh.
what would it be?
Well, how would giving poop up work? Would I die?
You
You just
wouldn't be
never
well.
have a release. You wouldn't die.
Okay.
I would give up pooping.
Sex or solid poop. Only diarrhea.
Yeah, I guess I'd. Yeah, I mean, we'd all answer the same way.
I think we would.
Yep.
Sex does get old, though. I bet I'd have sex and be like, I miss poop.
Yeah, of course. You just have like a Thanksgiving meal, and you're like, I'll never feel empty again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It'd be confusing. Honestly, that one would confuse me mentally. I wouldn't be well. I'd be like, I don't know if I have low T or I just love pooping that much.
It's so hard.
It's a weird exchange. You know what I'm scared about is getting older. I don't know if women do this, but guys, I think it's because we have prostates. and
Women get
don't.
older.
No, they don't. They don't.
Yeah, they
Emily
get
looks
older.
like a 13-year-old. No, do guys like like you go to the bathroom and you see an old guy peeing at the urinal next
It
to you?
takes
and it's
forever.
laborious.
Yeah, it's like he's been there since you got there.
Whoa, really?
You have
And they
finished,
go, like,
wash
hear
your
them
hands,
going,
and
like,
left, and
they're
still.
sometimes they're going like,
Mhm.
come on. Like I've been in a stall where a guy didn't know I was
Yeah.
in the stall. He's like, come on.
Wait, how old are we talking?
Maybe like 70s,
Even
60s.
60s is possible.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, they're standing
And-
at the urinal.
And
so-
sometimes you'll hear like just a little bit.
it's like drops, and then it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because old people, they get UTIs a lot.
really?
Yeah. And when you have a UTI,
You
it
can't
like
pee as
feels
well?
like you really have to go pee, but only like a little bit comes out.
God, that
that's
sounds
gnarly.
terrible.
Does it burn?
Yeah, it hurts really bad.
Oh, that sucks, man.
And then sometimes you don't like, because my mom's a nurse, so she like hangs out with a lot of old people. But they'll get them and they won't even feel it, but it like affects their mind somehow. So they'll get like a little bit like kind of crazy.
Like late stages UTIs.
That's
Yeah,
terrifying.
Yeah,
It's like
so
syphilis.
They won't
what
really know
Right.
what's happening because they don't know. They can't feel that they have a UTI, but they're like saying some weird things, and so then they'll be like, okay,
I'm
they
not
probably
getting old.
have a UTI, so let's get
That's
them
the final
antibiotics.
straw. I'm not
All
getting
right,
old.
guys,
I don't
let's-
want to.
Suicide pact.
Yeah.
Say like 60?
62.
62.
Yeah.
From Roger Maris or whatever. The home run thing.
No, 61. But we can do
What's
61.
the movie called?
61.
Okay, then it's 61.
Okay.
We'll kill ourselves.
Okay.
That's crazy to be like, God, I feel out of it. I might have a late stage UTI. Where the hell are my keys?
I think you,
Are you forgetful?
are you just calling it dementia? Are you just
Well, I don't know
treating
what it
it
is.
Yeah,
as
I think it like seems like dementia.
right? It's like you can't get your head on straight.
Like lost a little bit.
And well, you have to pee after sex, or you get UTIs when you're young. Women, men. Don't
Why
have to.
young?
Well, I mean, like,
Oh, just all the
it's not
time.
like, yeah.
No,
I
yeah,
think-
I've had a bunch of UTIs.
It's good
That
for
sucks.
men to do too.
Because you don't pee after sex?
You don't pee after sex?
I do,
Yeah.
but it's not like for health.
I think it's good for men too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. You know, I feel like old religious texts, everything was like a warning. You know, it was like, don't eat pork because people are dying from like eating that right now.
Right.
You know, it's like, don't eat shellfish because someone had like it's all based
Someone
on
was allergic to
someone dying.
shellfish.
Yeah, totally. And now because they never talk about peeing after sex.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, they
women
do.
do.
Yeah, women
In the
definitely
Bible?
do. Oh, in the
Oh.
Bible. Oh.
Yeah, it's all like, don't eat pork. I'm not talking about like general health. I'm talking about like old school.
I don't think the Bible talks about genitals at all. That
Yeah,
was
they do.
like-
Like spilling seed, pulling out. They talk about pulling out.
They talk about pulling out?
Yeah, one guy got killed by God because his brother died in war. Mm-hmm. And then God was like, you got to marry your brother's wife and like give her children. And the brother was like,
I'm gay.
I don't want to fuck my dead brother's wife.
Uh-huh.
So he pulls out. He can't, like, he doesn't want to impregnate. He doesn't want to do this. And God kills him for spilling his seed.
Like with a
On
gun?
the ground.
Spilling his seed on the ground.
Damn.
Yeah.
Bible's fucking wild.
Yeah, God came in with a gun. He's like, wake up, fucking shithead. Like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, I don't think back then they really like cared too much about women's health.
Right. That's true. Yeah. No women stuff.
They probably were just like women were just in pain all the time that they
Right.
just thought it was normal. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah,
I mean, they bled all the time.
God cursed me with this vagina.
Right.
so
We don't
it's
know
painful.
what the fuck that thing's doing. God's a mystery, man. There's blood. There's infections. I mean, and then it's a life comes out crawling out of that thing. It's like,
Yeah, you don't think about like how many free bleeders there were back then. But that
Yeah.
was everyone, right?
it's the healthiest way to go, I believe. Right? Free bleeding. It's like the best way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Messiest, but
Messiest. Yeah, and also UTI brain probably like helped the religious cause. Like, dude, get them a little loop. Fucking get them on board with this God shit. You know, Elizabeth did the other day that she said was interesting is she nests when her period is about to arrive. Have you heard this that people do?
I've heard of this.
she
Yeah.
what?
Nests. Like she organizes and cleans the apartment, and like she said it would always happen at like when she worked at a pet hospital, like one of her first jobs. She worked there for years. Her coworkers would be like, "Oh, someone's period's coming," because she would like reorganize parts of the place like on her free time.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like a chicken, like kind of getting
Right.
getting everything ready for potentially babies.
It's
coming.
fascinating, like
It is
how
interesting.
much like we've come, and then that we're still how far we've come. Sorry,
Dude, you gotta just think about
What
it
did
for a second.
what did I say?
We were talking
How much
about
we've
periods.
come all over each other.
You said it's fascinating how much we come. I'm like too little or too much?
It's too much, right? Are you ever just like, this is too much?
I am whatever you guys are. I'm the norm.
I'm normal. But then, like how we are just still animals.
Yeah.
You know, those kinds of glimpses.
Yeah.
Check out my cool shirt, dude. Jealous? Jealous?
It looks like we kind of ripped off the Disney D and somewhere in Emily's top knot. There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
Disney D in there, and I can't see where, but it's there.
A little bit.
Walt's coming for us.
Good. Bring it on, Disney.
Yeah, dude.
I don't give a shit.
Bring the Avengers. You'll need them.
It's cooler in person than online, I think.
Yeah, it's a good fit.
It's a little too
Yeah.
tight.
I like
because
it.
you're
I
a
think
skinny
it-
model, dude. That's how shirts are supposed to fit.
Yeah,
that-
it's
is that it?
supposed to fit like
Okay,
that.
cool.
Yeah. It's when body positivity starts creeping into your life.
I don't like it. It's uncomfortable.
Here's one I saw is that New York Times or something released an article about how fed up they are with sitcoms having fat guys married to hot women.
Who's sick about that?
People.
People.
Associated with New York Times, I think. I think it was the New York Times.
I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
But it is also a little bit reflective of the real world. You see a lot of couples of fat guys with beautiful women.
That fat guy's got a steady job. That fat guy always comes home to his family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are other sexual qualities.
But
And
you
a
know
man.
what? That fat guy should sack up and marry a fat, gross woman.
Yeah.
That's what he deserves.
Well, it's also just a mean discussion because you start citing specifics and people are like,
Oh, why me?
You're like,
I'm in love.
Mike and Molly's okay because he's married to Melissa McCarthy. And she's
Right.
like, hold up. What? I am hotter than Mike.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope, that discussion.
If you were casting like a rom-com sitcom,
Uh-huh.
who would your couple be if you could cast anyone?
Emma Stone
Nice.
and
Ryan Gosling. They're like in every rom-com.
Would she be portraying a white woman or an Asian woman?
Asian, Filipino.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't go with white Emma Stone these days.
And Donald Glover.
Ooh,
that'd be
I
a
like
good-
that.
that'd be a hip
That's
couple.
fire. That's actually fire. I would probably go Kristen Wiig
Okay.
and Clint Eastwood's son,
Clint Eastwood has a son?
Scott Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood.
Yeah,
He's an actor?
he's an actor. He looks just like his old man.
How old is he?
He's like maybe our age.
What's he in?
He was just in that new Guy Ritchie movie that I watched, Wrath of Man. He's in movies.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like, what's the problem?
Kristen
dude?
Wiig's great.
She's great. She might be a few years older, but why can't she have a young hot piece of ass?
I'm into it. Yeah.
I saw. Actually, no. I'm changing it. Jason Statham.
Kristen
Wiig
Wiig and Jason
and
Statham.
I can see that.
Would she talk in a British accent?
No,
Because she could.
Yeah, it would be a culture. The comedy would be the clashing of cultures.
There would be a bit where she had to do the accent.
So she'd be like, "Could you supersize my fries, please?" And he'd be like, "Super what? You what? You mean enlarge your chips?
There's too many chips.
You mean make
Why
your
you gotta
chips
eat that
bigger?
many chips?
Just have the normal portion." They fucking made it like that.
Yeah. You're a guest here in their house.
You know what I thought would be funny is if Jason Statham, which I can't quite tap into yet, right? It's like kind of like this. It's like whisper it a little bit.
Right.
The boom guy's like right at Jason Statham's nose in the microphone, just because everyone else is like, "Where are you in from?" He's like, Texas. Can everyone in the room hear that?
Yeah.
But him just loving. We were talking about Inside the Actor Studio guy. I'm repurposing
James
that
Lipton.
sketch. I'm repurposing that sketch entirely.
Uh-huh.
You meet Jason Statham at a comedy show.
Okay.
He loves your set. And
This is me personally.
Torio, and you're stoked. I mean, you're like, dude, can we get a picture? He's like, it would be my honor. You mind if I get a copy of that? And you're like, yeah, get a copy.
Let me get your number.
Yeah, he's like, we should hang out.
Okay.
Do you like the Padres baseball team?
Jason, I love the Padres baseball team.
All right, let's put it in the books.
All right, let's do
You
it.
meet up. You hang out.
Uh-huh.
You're like, dude, what
I'm
is
just at a
happening?
game with Jason Statham.
Yeah, maybe you
What
ask
a
him.
day.
Maybe you say why. You know, at a certain point, you're
Yeah.
like, what's going on? Is this a prank? And he's like, no, I just like funny people.
Uh-huh.
You know, it makes me feel younger.
How old are you?
I'm old, mate. I'm old.
That's a bummer, man.
So old, I don't
Well,
want to say.
I'm happy to help. I'm happy to hang.
And then things start turning.
Okay.
He's a little annoying with this con. He's like, you know that film Talladega Nights?
Yeah, I know it.
Hey, who am I? What do I do with my
Uh-huh.
hands?
Yeah, Will Ferrell. That's fun. That's pretty good, Jason.
Isn't that great?
That's funny.
Oh, how about this one? Fat guy in a little coat.
Oh, you like Tommy
Isn't it?
Boy?
Isn't it?
It is. It in
You
it.
promise it is?
It is.
All right. How about this one? It's classic here. Velociraptor. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor. But you got to say it at the same time as me.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Velociraptor. Yeah, that's yeah, it's really good.
Brothers, mate.
It would be
Iconic.
It would be disheartening to fall out of love with Jason Statham. It'd be like, it'll be like, you want to go have another drink, and you're like, no, I don't. I got a thing. Came.
You and I are hanging out after a show.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, is that Jason Statham
And you're like,
waving
no,
at
no,
us?
no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no.
Torio.
Oh yeah.
What are the odds of seeing you here at this show you posted about on Instagram?
I thought that was for close friends only. Oh no. Anyways, guys, this is Jason Statham.
Have you guys seen Beverly Hills Ninja?
It reminds me of your evil
Wubsy?
supervillain.
It's like a evil supervillain meets Wubsy, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like what you described though is just like most dudes.
Yeah. It would
It's
be a
just
bummer.
like-
most dudes.
It is most
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, we're just like in comedy, so we have like a higher expectation
Yeah.
of people. But yeah, that's like most dates I would imagine go like that
Yeah, but I'm
with
saying like
regular people.
cool ass people in movies, you know? I don't know. I feel like you wouldn't expect them to be most dudes, and then they are.
Yeah,
And you're like,
It would be
"No,
disappointing."
No.
Yeah.
Not you, Scott Eastwood.
I noticed you both picked a heterosexual couple for your pretty. You feel okay about that?
Have I told you what Jason identifies on my show?
I know what Jason identifies in real life because I hang out with him regularly.
He identifies as a regular guy, mate.
Just a regular mate.
Your average dude. All right, what's
Who's
your
your
couple?
couple?
This is easy.
Queen
Now it's got to be
Latifah.
gay.
No, it's what was the lady's name? The comedian that did the TED Talk special? Her.
The ladies comedian that did
She wears glass. Why am I blanking on her name? It was
Sarah Cooper?
no. Sarah Cooper would be great.
No, you gotta stick with your answer. Can't borrow.
What was her name? She named her special like a name.
Oh,
First-
Nanette.
Nanette.
Oh,
yeah, who
Hannah
did
Gadsby.
Hannah Gadsby.
Okay. The TED Talk. First of all, you're already done with who's the lady comedian. That's a problem.
I would pick. This is easy. Okay. Hannah Gadsby, and whoever made her happy, I'd let her decide.
I think she's married.
Then I would pick her wife.
Significant other?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That seems a little intrusive.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I'd let Hannah Gadsby. Okay, I'd go Hannah Gadsby and Zoe
Deschanel?
No, Kravitz.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Hannah Gadsby, Zoe Kravitz.
I think as woke as you're trying to sound, it's not going to work in your favor because you're just going to at the end of
gonna
your
work.
meeting go like, yeah, I'd love to see them two go at it.
I do have that question. Like, is it disingenuous for me to write a script or a book or whatever with a woman lead?
I think it'll be tough to nail the nuances of being a woman. From my personal experience, trying to write women into scripts, I'm like, that's not right.
It's
So you just don't do it. You're like,
why I
no
keep it all
women
male.
in this.
I'm just going to talk more about sex. That's what women do all the time, right?
Well, I would just be bummed to like write something, have it, and just have it be great, right? Say you sell it and it comes out and it's great, and then later on people be like, yeah, but your strong female lead's just a dude.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
And I'd be like,
Right.
oh, sorry.
I think it probably just depends on what it's about.
Right.
If
You
you're
just
like
gotta-
trying to like send a message or something about women, it would be kind of weird.
I would just spin it and be like, oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't fit your fucking categorized box.
Well,
of
of
what
course
women
I'm
be
going to
like.
spin it, but in the back of my head, I'm going to be like, damn, I really let some people down.
Dude, well, if it's Lent,
If it happens during Lent, I'm good. I am good. I got to stick it in that 40 days.
if it happens during Lent, you're going to be the worst version of yourself.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
You'll be primed to
Hit
be
me
a
up after Easter
Hollywood exec.
if you want some empathy.
Yeah.
What do you mean you were just writing a man?
Well, because I think when I write, it's, it's a male voice.
You?
It's me a little
I
bit.
get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's good, it's not going to be you. I mean,
Totally.
I don't mean that like in a bad way, but
No,
like,
I know what you mean, and hopefully that would come out. But like
Yeah.
I've been reading some fantasy books that have been on that kick, and like the trilogy I'm reading now is a female lead, and written by a white guy. And so I do have those thoughts where it's like she's in love with this guy, and the relationship with the guy doesn't seem very realistic at all to me.
Right.
You know,
It's like a
'cause
guy
she's
who
like
hasn't been.
she's like the all powerful warrior, and she's just like, I just want him to like me, and I'm just like, I don't think that's those parts of the novels. I'm like, this isn't working for me.
It's just
And-
like it's just their personal experiences like echoing, you know?
Right.
So it's like I'm so confused all the time. I can't
Right.
think straight.
Right.
Did I pee after I had sex? It's like, Jesus, man. Fucking take a feminist studies class or something.
Yeah, but then I was like, but good. I mean, I don't know if I should blame the writer for that or be like, he tried his best.
Right. It's like you
know?
got to try.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to miss the mark.
Sure.
You
And the
know?
book good. I'm
Like,
just
it doesn't
saying,
make
like,
you a bad person. You just
Right.
fell short.
right.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
I think we skew, like those lines get a little blurred these days where like you wrote something that your intentions were to write a good story, but you had a huge like oversight or like
Right.
you missed the mark on this character that's a female because you're not equipped. But yeah, it's like what is your alternative? Not writing it or
Also,
hiring
like
someone
at
else?
that level, yeah, like you have the resources to hire a woman.
I don't know though. I don't know if you do.
Director or
Well, yeah, I'm saying,
producer
like, a
or
fantasy novel
something
writer.
to like make sure you're getting the character
Yes.
right.
Mhm.
Like not necessarily like giving over your writing credit, but like
Yes.
you have enough resources to
Totally.
not fuck it up.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, maybe not.
I'm saying specifically with the novel, the guy who wrote the novel, I don't know how like well off he is or like successful he is, or if this is like
But I mean, the novel was successful, but I imagine
his
before
first- yeah.
before the first one, who knows?
right.
You
If
can't-
it's his first big book deal, like he's
Yeah.
not like, all right, time to start hiring people. I mean, it would take a smarter person to do that, but that's
Yeah, not
Right.
everybody would do that.
yeah.
But
No, but I agree.
can.
If you have the resources, absolutely learn the thing. Learn the thing you're writing about.
No, but I mean, that's one thing early on in script writing, even in college when I was writing, where like it was very obvious, like, okay, like a lot of times the main character is the only one with like depth.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times the main character is a guy, which means the women in the stories are just like, there's the nag, and then there's the very sweet, loving one. And it's like, no, Those aren't real characters. You need to figure out.
Yeah.
Have
So-
you heard about the manic pixie dream girl?
Mm-mm.
That's like a character in a lot of like TV shows and movies, where it's like this perfect girl who
Right.
comes in and like saves the main character from like depression. She's like really like quirky and
Like
like
Girl
fun,
Next Door.
like
Right.
Yeah, Garden State,
Uh-huh.
stuff like that.
Yep.
But it's like this very like specific type of girl that's in like every movie.
Which makes sense because, like, yeah, I would love to fall in love with that girl.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But is that insulting?
Yeah.
It is?
Wait, to women?
Yeah.
I think probably, yeah.
That they can like improve a man's shitty life?
Well, that's their that's their only kind of role in the story.
I see.
Right?
Right.
It's like why they exist.
Yeah.
Why that character exists.
Damn, dude. We're growing up as a podcast, you guys. We're talking about books.
Yeah.
You said book.
I said book.
So that's like super intimidating to me.
Yeah. I
Don't
wanted to
say
be
it too
clear
much.
that I'm reading fantasy books.
So like a youth.
Youth adult?
No, they're pretty
YA?
It's pretty
YA.
violent, so I don't think it's but she is a teenage woman, the main character.
I meant to say young adult, not youth adult.
Yeah.
For
But
the
I don't
Hesbos
think
at home.
Yeah, maybe it's for teenagers. I
Cool.
like it. It's not that great.
I wish I read more.
Yeah.
I was like telling somebody like, oh yeah, I like reading, but we were talking about screenplays. I was like, oh, if you have anything, like I love reading. And then he was like, oh, you like reading? Like what kind of books do you like reading? And because I think he was like a reader.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, never mind. I don't like reading.
That is a rough question because you
Yeah.
feel dumb.
Yeah.
What's the last book you read?
Scripts
Yeah.
don't
Like-
count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a blurb.
Mhm.
I think it was a
Yeah.
blog post.
I don't even know what's worse, back when I like went a few years without reading, or now I have to be like, it's about this teenage girl. She's got magic. She's got
Yeah, that's
magic.
true.
just say I don't read.
I
I don't read.
I don't know how.
your mind says what it is, and then you go, yeah. Your mind goes into the whole story, and then your mouth goes,
I don't know read. I don't know read.
I go through bursts. You know,
Yeah,
it'll
the
be
same
like
way.
every 3 years, I'll just read 3 books straight, and then I'll be like,
It's hard for me to read and write
right,
in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish it wasn't.
yeah,
But they both take up time.
Yeah.
yeah, they do.
And even if I don't have anything to do that day, you only have so many hours you can be creative, or at least for me.
Yeah,
And reading kind of breaks into that creative time,
yeah,
even though it's not you being creative. It's,
right.
Using brain power.
Yeah.
And then you got to make money. Like got to find a way to make money during the day.
Unless it's Lent.
Unless it's Lent,
Yeah.
then you can just rob people.
You just rob people blind. It's nice. I love the holiday seasons.
Guys at home, don't take a phone call from Torio during Lent about renewing your auto insurance.
Come on. Come on.